Today we are going to solve the next problem of Lead Code 75, which is string compression. So let's. This is problem number 443, string compression. Okay. So basically, in this problem, what this problem says that you have to compress the given characters, which is given in the form of character array, and the format in which you are compressing is. Let me read it. Begin with an empty string s given an array of characters, chars, compress it using following algorithm. Let's follow the algorithm for compressing it. Begin with an empty string s for each group of consecutive repeating characters in chars, chars in the chars array for each repeating characters. Okay. If the group's length is 1, append the character to s. If the length of the char is 1, group, whole group. Here the group length is 2. Okay, so for here the group length is 1. So if the group length is 1, append the characters to s. Otherwise, append the character followed by group's length. Ag- Basically, he says that if the group length is 1, then append only the character. But if the group length is greater than 1, basically not equal to 1, then append the group, that group, and then the group length also. Like in this example, here A, B, B, C, C, then you have to write it like A and the length of that group too. Here B and the length of that group, and the C and the length of that group. Okay, and the compressed string S should not be written separately, but instead be stored in the input array chars. The returned string should not be returned separately. It should be changed in that given array. Note that the group length that are 10 or longer, it should be the multiple in characters in chars. So basically it is saying that if the group length is more than 9, basically it is a 2 digit, then you have to write it like this. Here. Here the group length of this B is 12. So you have to write it like 1 or 2. Okay. Not like 1, 2. After you are done modifying the input array, return the new length of the array. So basically it says that you have to return the length of that modified array. So here the answer is 4 because 1, 2, 3, 4. The length is 4. So look, the answer is 4. But you have to store this data in the given array. Not you have taken any extra array, you have to store it in the given array. Here the question says you must write an algorithm that uses only constant extra space, not any extra space. So for your better understanding, let me take you to the notepad. So you must better understand what I'm saying. So basically, this question says that you have to compress the given string in the form of character array, and the algorithm to compress is that, like if you are given 2a, then you have to write a, then the length of that array. Okay, length of that group. Here b and the length of that group. Here c and the length of that group. and then in the last you have to return the length of that modified array. Here look, the groups are AA, BB, CC. The comparison are A2, B2, C3. Let I will show you the next example. Here you are given only one character A. So you have to write only A, not A1, because it in the question it is given that if the length is 1, no need to write this one. Okay, you have to only write the group character. So here you look, return 1 because here only one character. The first character of the input array should be A. Yes, that's okay. The only group is a which remain uncompressed since it is a single character. Yes, that's also. Let I will show you the next example. Here look in the character array. Here A. The group length is 1. So what? We don't write 1. We only write the group element, group character, that is A. Okay. Here the next group B starts and its length is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12. Then you have to write the group element. Then after 12 in this form, 1 as this character and 2 as this character, not like this. I will done it clear. Wait a minute. Not like this. Okay. So what we understand basically in this question, yes, yes. One more thing. Let me. I will clear you through one more example. Basically, while I am doing that, I misunderstand this problem. Maybe you guys also do. So I will show you one more example for this. Look in this example. In this example, what? This is A. So it is the length group length is 3. So you have to write A3. Here the group length is 2. You have to write B then 2. Here the group length is 2. So you have to write A, the group element, then 2, length of that element. You don't need to write it like this. Number of element in this array of that group. Basically, what I say that you don't need to do that A1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, then you write the group element, then you write the group element and then length of that element, and here B, then you write the length of that element. No, it's wrong. The correct is that, but I misinterpreted because here is not given, because here are unique characters. So I think that maybe grouping all unique characters. But is it wrong? You have to completely do it like this, as here shown. You have to group it. Where the elements change, you have to return that length, not like the same type of element in the whole array's length. You have to return the group length. Here the group is 3 of 3 lengths, so you have to write that element, then the length of the group. Here the group is of length 2, then you have to write the group element, then the element's length. Here the group length is 2, so you have to write the group element, then the group length. Okay, so maybe you. So think what we do here. You are given an array. Let me erase it so it's clearly shown what we are going to do. So here what we are going to do. Here basically what we do. Anyhow, if we get the length of that element, then we write it in the array in this form, right? Anyhow, if we get the element, I mean to say that if we know while traversing, we know in which group we are traversing. So we write here A. So anyhow, if we get the element group length 2, okay. So moving to the next, we know when the elements change. So when the elements change, we change that variable which gives the group length. So when the elements change, we know it is V. Okay. So mm, group length, we change the variable that gives the group length. So here it starts again for this. So it gives the length of this. So when it is changed, when B becomes C while traversing, we knew it and we again change that variable. So it again becomes 0. So here we knew that we are going from B to C. So we write it here C and we write it here C. Okay. Let once again we see here. In this example, we are traveling for here array of 0. So when we are array of 0, cache of 0, so it is character A. So here we write it A. While traversing, while changing from A to B, it changes in the at index 1. So we know that the length of that character is 1 due to the count variable. Okay, because it gives me the change of that element. Okay, so what we basically do, it gives me the length 1, so we don't write here 1. Okay, so we move to the next. Here the next group is started, it is B, the next B. All the count is increases by 1. While moving forward, the count is increases by 1. So we know that we are moving on the element B, so we write B, and the element's length is 12, so we write 12. But here the problem arises. You write 12 it like this, but you need this like this. So what we do basically, we convert this count in the string and we write here the characters of that string. So the characters of this string is what? 1, 2. So our element become A, B, 1, 2. Okay. And in the last you have to return that array, this array. But here one problem also arises. What? You have to done this whole thing in the cats array, in this array, in this array. But when you are doing it, you change it A1, here you write B, here you write 1, 2, okay. But this all the element B is also written here. So how did you get that length? If you take cache dot size in the last, so you will return the element of that whole array, not this array. So for this, let's see in this code what we have done. You have better understand. So now here you look in this example here this you have to return the link. And so what I am saying here, if you write it like tell the length of the character, then what you have to do here, I told you through an example Like in the string, what you do? String becomes character. String is what? Array of characters. So you traverse on the string via one by one. So if you push it into the chars, it goes through like A, D, I, T, Y, A. So understand what I am saying. You have only do what? You have to change that count which gives the length of that particular group in the string like here, and then traverse it to get it in this form. Okay, so what you basically do, so it's that example key what we basically think. This is that example what we basically think. If anyhow while we are going through this and this we get that length, then we write the group element and that length. Then while traversing moving forward, if anyhow we get that length again, okay, so you have to change it this length to 0. When moving from itna to itna, you have to change this length into 0. That, so from traversing, if you get that length 2 and the element is 2, then while moving this itna, this again change. Then from itna itna, you have to traverse it from 0, then on this. So it okay. So leave it. I think you get the overview of that question and also knows what we are thinking to do in the question. So let me understand you through the code. Look, here what I say. Here what I'm saying that you are given an character array whose name is chars. So what you basically do, you move through one by one, like here. You move through one by one and try to get the length. Okay. Then you update the group element and this length. If it is not one, then you update it. Then you again move forward and you get the length, and then you write that element and then update it the length. Okay. You do the same. Okay. So here what you do, we take the length of the chars array. We take two variables, read and write. Reading is for here, while traversing this, writing is for here. So one thing you notice that, let I will tell you later. So write is there. Okay. So while read less than n, int current is equal to chars read to store that element, so that we could update it here. We use this line int current is equal to chars read. So for calculating length, we take an variable. So here it is int count is equal to 0. Okay. So maybe you think that while for taking the length of that only group, you take one more loop like this. While read less than n and current is equal to chars of read, your current element is equal to chars of this element. समझे? Means that you have to read this element. Here what you get, current element is a, you have to read this element is the current, then you move forward, chars of read becomes dim, chars of read becomes dim, you move forward in this loop. Okay. So what you do when you move this here, this element, so when you move this, then what happens? It becomes, then what happens? Here you have to, what happens? It becomes B. So it doesn't goes into the loop. It doesn't goes into the loop. So here it doesn't become read plus plus and count plus plus. But till now the count becomes 3 and your, till now the count becomes 3 and in your current you stored A. So what you do in your chars right, you take that, now you take that variable chars right, in your chars right, you put that element, this is your current, so you put that current like this, you put that current and update the count, put that count element which is 3, you put that count chars right is equal to C. So I will tell you what happens. It covers all three problems, that's why it's written like this. It covers your not equal to 1 situation, simple single digit character and two digit character also. If two digit, then you have to write it like this, that's why it is written like this. Otherwise it's simply like chars right is equal to count. So what happens if count not equals to 1, then only you have to update here, otherwise no need to update. So here what you do, string str is equal to two string count. Basically what we do, we convert that count which is here, tell in this example we convert that count into the string, so it becomes like this. Okay, now we traverse that count through the this, so it becomes 1 and 2 and we write it in the C. In the last we return the right. Here you think why we return the right? Maybe you understand this problem very betterly till now. So do you think where you why we return the right? Because you have to return the length of that array, and maybe you notice or not, but write only updates when you write here. So the length of that array is exact equal to the right variable. That's why you have to update here right, return right. Let I will show you on the console what happens. Look here, here you return right. If I return here cats dot size, then it becomes wrong because cats dot size after updation also cats dot size gives takes the length, that length also. Look, it contains that length. In this example, look, not in this example, look, we update that array till now, but it actually contains those elements also. So we didn't return that cache dot size. Otherwise, you get the length of that whole array. That's why we return the right here because it's give only the updated times of array. That is becomes A2, B2, C3, J. Okay, it gives only the length of that updated array. Okay, so that's it for the day, guys. I already submitted it and it runs completely fine. Look, oh, it changes time to time. Before that it shows 100%, but now it shows, let I will show you. Before submission, it's current submission, but previous submission shows 0% and 100% runtime. zero runtime and beats 100%. For the same code, it shows different. So it's maybe changes. So that's it for the day. Okay.